The Baltimore City Mayor's Office of Overdose Response and the Mayor's Office of Recovery Programs are proud to introduce the Opioid Restitution Fund Dashboard. Here's a quick overview to help you get started. First, a little background. In 2018, Baltimore joined jurisdictions across the country in taking legal action against companies responsible for the opioid crisis. In 2022, the city chose to pursue its own cases, which have, to date, resulted in awards totaling over $579.9 million. The breakdown of the total amount can be seen here under the first paragraph and includes litigation fees and expenses, as well as a portion that is subject to appeals. To ensure these funds are used responsibly, Mayor Brandon Scott signed an executive order in August 2024 establishing a clear framework focused on transparency, accountability, and community involvement. As part of these efforts, 22 programs totaling $87 million were identified in settlements to directly support Baltimore's response to the overdose crisis. Now let's walk through the dashboard. You'll find the main menu on the left-hand side of the screen, or at the top of your screen if you're on mobile. There are three key sections: Home, Community Grants, and Commitments and Spending. On the home page, you'll find an overview of the dashboard, including how much funding Baltimore has received to date and how those dollars are being allocated. This page also includes important background information, approved uses of funds, key terms, and data sources, all designed to make the information clear and accessible. Under Approved Uses, you can review the approved uses for opioid restitution funds as outlined by Mayor Scott's executive order. Below is the Key Terms section, where visitors see essential words, phrases, and concepts related to the ORF. These key terms serve as signposts, define technical, legal, or academic meanings, and act as search terms and shorthand for users to review. Lastly, Data Sources provides information about where the numbers for all future updates to this website originate. Next, the Community Grants section provides insight into proposals submitted for funding through a competitive process. Every proposal goes through a structured review process guided by the executive order. Here, you can explore visual breakdowns of grant proposals and awards by tier for fiscal year 2026. Finally, the Commitments and Spending section shows what happens after funds are allocated. This is where you can track how dollars are committed and spent over time. At the top of the page, you can quickly review the total funding amounts allocated, committed, and spent by Baltimore City. Right below, you can see the commitment by entity. Here you can refine the graph in real time by selecting the recipient type, which reveals the allocated, committed, and spending levels for administration, city agencies, named programs, and community grants. At the bottom of the page, in the Commitments section, visitors will also find a detailed table of funded projects, including the organization, start year, total commitment, and amount spent to date. This list is also dynamic, as visitors can click on one of 4 organization types: administration, city agencies, named programs, and community grants, to reveal information associated with each group. This listing has a second way to filter its content, a drop-down just above the itemized group. This menu helps the user separate programs, services, and supports that address substance use by their approved uses of opioid restitution funds, such as administration, harm reduction, prevention, recovery, social determinants of health, and treatment, as outlined in Mayor Scott's executive order. All listed projects have formal agreements in place, are required to meet performance standards, and report regularly. Together, these sections provide a transparent look at how Baltimore is investing opioid restitution funds to support individuals, families, and communities impacted by the crisis. Data across the dashboard is updated quarterly to keep you informed. In the coming months, the dashboard will expand to include performance data collected across ORF projects. Thank you for visiting the Opioid Restitution Fund Dashboard and for taking the time to learn more about this important work.